I always thought Netflix was crazy not to get into live sports sooner than they did. Those guys really have a global footprint. I think they're late to the game, but it was a big success.
The performance of the broadcast.
Perfect. Dana White has finally broken his silence, and his words hit harder than any punch ever landed in the ring. Disappointment was etched across his face, with fury blazing in his eyes.
When I do this, man. Like 60. It's not my fight. I love Mike Tyson, personally as a friend, and one of my favorite athletes of all time.
Why? Because he just witnessed boxing's reputation crumble, trashed by none other than a living legend and a self-proclaimed problem child. That's right, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul didn't just embarrass themselves, they set the sport's integrity ablaze. To destroy something legendary, all it takes is two forces pulling in opposite directions, and Tyson and Jake proved they were more than capable.
There's a lot of Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of all.
All those hype-filled training videos, all the trash talk and stage threats, it turns out they were just as fake as the fight itself. Scripted, hollow, and a slap in the face to every fan who dared to believe in them. How are we, the fans, ever supposed to trust a boxing match again?
Put together a training camp and come in and, I don't like to see guys fighting. Be a 31-year age difference during that fight. You guys know what I think of that stuff.
Leaked footage has surfaced, showing none other than Mike Tyson, the boxing legend, and Jake Paul, the loudest YouTuber to ever wear gloves, allegedly rehearsing for a scripted fight. Not sparring, not strategizing, flat out practicing, like they're auditioning for a community theater production titled How to Scam Your Fans in 10 Rounds or Less. Let's talk about betrayal, shall we? Fans didn't shell out their hard-earned money to watch a dress rehearsal. They paid and paid handsomely for what they believed would be a genuine clash of skill and legacy. Instead, they got what now seems like a pre-planned choreography routine. This wasn't boxing, it was boxing cosplay. And the fans? The ones who bought tickets, pay-per-view streams, and overpriced merch? They've been utterly played.
It was a bit of a shit show.
Perfect.
What did you expect? Seriously. When you stayed home and you turned on Netflix that night, we were like, holy f***, we're about to see the greatest live sporting event of all time.
Let's not pretend this fiasco didn't come with a massive payday. Tyson reportedly pocketed a cool $20 million for this so-called fight, while Jake Paul walked away with somewhere around $40 million. Millions for what exactly? A performance so staged, it would make professional wrestling cringe with embarrassment.
There's a lot of Portnoy went out and said that it was the greatest con job of all time.
Dana White, the UFC boss, took one look at this debacle and didn't hold back, ripping it to shreds from a distance. He called it a circus act, though. Honestly, that's unfair to actual circuses. At least clowns are honest about what they're doing. This was a slap in the face to every real fighter who's ever bled, broken bones, or risked everything for their sport. White wasn't just mad, he was furious, condemning the entire spectacle as a disgrace and a stain on boxing's already struggling reputation.
The biggest problem with the Jake Paul thing is, and how this plays out, is when he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who had the same type of record he has, who was his age, and who was his size, he fought him off.
Yes, an actual fight script leaked online before the event, and it wasn't just vague hints, it laid out every move like a bizarre screenplay. Tyson's aggressive opening? Scripted. Jake Paul's cautious strategy? Scripted. The fifth round drama where someone almost gets knocked out? Completely scripted. When the fight finally happened, it followed the leaked blueprint so perfectly that it felt like watching a spoiler-filled trailer for a movie you didn't even want to see. The fight itself was a complete joke. Tyson, the man who once struck fear into opponents, looked like he was just going through the motions. Sure, his bob and weave were there, but the intensity, the fire was gone. And Jake Paul. His movements matched the leaked script so perfectly it was almost unbearable to watch. Fans didn't see boxing, they witnessed a sad parody of it, dressed up in glitz and hype. This wasn't a fight, it was a live action scam. And the worst part, people paid millions to watch it.
Tyson is showing flashes of his old form, which actually happened.
As soon as the bell went, Mike Tyson came out, left head movement, pushing forward. Immediately he stalks forward with his signature bob and weave.
Dana White wasn't done tearing into this fiasco. He didn't just call it a joke, he took aim at Jake Paul's entire career. White pointed out the obvious: Paul keeps picking fights with opponents who are either well past their prime or have no business in a boxing ring. It's as if Paul's matchmaking strategy is to target the oldest, slowest fighters, then act surprised when he wins. White's frustration boiled over as he called out Paul's refusal to face real fighters, the ones who've spent their entire lives mastering the sport.
In these circumstances, almost 60-year-old man shouldn't be fighting a 27-year-old. Yeah, even my biggest problem with the Jake Paul thing is, and how this plays out, is when he actually fought somebody who was a boxer, who had the same type of record he has, who was his age, and who was his size.
Every jab, every dodge, every dramatic moment of the fight completely choreographed.